Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is just going to be an update on Stormgain. I have said in some of the comments that I'll do a little bit of an update on Stormgain, but before we do, as I say in all my videos, I'm no financial advisor, so anything you do see me doing in any of my videos and you decide to take on yourselves, if you do incur any losses, then that is your own sort of fault. It's nothing to do with me. I'm not liable for any losses you may incur. And on Stormgain as well, I am still new to that. I'm not exactly an expert on Stormgain because it is sort of a trading sort of platform. So let's just open it up. So basically, this is the main screen on the Stormgain page. So as you can see, this is the chart for BTC and USDT. So basically, it's just like Bitcoin to the dollar, but it's kind of not. It's more to do with the coin. But anyway, but if I just click on full screen, so this just basically opens it up a bit more for you. Now, to some of you, this might actually look a bit complicated, and it's really not that complicated once you start thinking about it and once you look at it more closely. So these blue line, this sort of blue line here, and then this blue line here going around the top, this is an indicator. It's part of an indicator, as well as the red and the blue lines in the middle. But these are basically the areas to where it's moving to. So as you can see, it's sort of all in this area, and then when you get sort of like down here, when you get a really big spike, it actually comes out of it. But like I say, it's the same on this side, it's just peaked out as well, but generally it stays in between these two areas. And then these here are the sort of EMA lines, like the average movement lines or whatever, like, you know. So basically, when the red's on the bottom and the blue's on the top, as you can see here, it's sort of like in what they call an uptrend. And then when you get sort of over here, like down here, so as you see it going down, the red line is above and the blue line is on the bottom. So that is generally showing you that that's in a sort of downward movement. But yeah, so these yellow lines as well is what I've actually drawn on. I've just been doing some sort of my own research and stuff like that into, like, you know, where I think that certain lines will be. So for example, this is sort of like what I would call a support line. This is what I think is the support line, because as you can see, if we just zoom in so you can see, let's just try and get that a bit better. So as you can see, like here, the price, so the price opened here and then it came all the way down, and then it came to this point here, came down to this bit. As you can see, there's like a sort of a wick on the candle, and then it came back up again to close on this line here. So, and then on the next candle, so it obviously it opened, that's where it opened. It did come down because there's a little bit of a wick. It stopped about there, and then it came back up to close here. And then the next candle, I see, you know, this is just how it goes, but it came back down and it touched the line. You can ever just slightly see it touched the line and then came back up, but just to close underneath where it opened. So obviously it comes past the line, but it never closes past the line. So it comes down, creates this wick, but it always comes back up past the line, which to me, I think signs of a good support line. So this is why I've drawn this line. This is, like I said, this is all my own opinions and what I think. So you should do, like I said, do your own sort of research and things like that. Now this line I've put in because if you look like these sort of like tab type things where it says Bitcoin slash dollar intraday rebounds towards 59594. Now I put that line in off this one, so if I just click it and open it up for you, because this is where I was looking at it, it was this morning, but it's this basically is Stormgain showing you what they think you should look out for in a way. So they show you this graph here, which again looks confusing, but if you take your time, read through it, it's not that difficult to understand. Obviously, as it says here, their pivot point is 57398, and that is where I've drawn my line at, 57398. And their preference, it says, our preference is the downside prevails as long as 57398 is a resistance line. So basically what that is saying is if Bitcoin doesn't break above this line, then they're saying that they're going to that the market's going to go down, which it hasn't yet, so it could well go down. And then up here, I can just scroll up here, this is where I think the last sort of resistance line is, but just because that's where the last sort of two candles were at the highest of that particular point. And if you look closely, like if I just hover my line over, they're sort of all like further back where my arrow is. If you look, they're all pretty close to that line as well, so that's showing to me that that's like a bit of a resistance line. It's not bouncing past that line. But like I say, I've also drawn this line in because of what Stormgain have said, that they think that that's a bit of a line. And then this very top line is the all-time high. So this is where the all-time high was back yesterday, I think it was. And so I've drawn that in just to show me that, where the all-time high is. But yeah, that's sort of what's going on at the minute, what I think's sort of going on and stuff like that. I have placed 2 trades, and I have gone in a buy, so I actually think it's going to go up, which is going against what Stormgain have said. They think it might go down, but then if you just see this particular one here, if you again, it's like a little article they've brought out. Now if you click on the newest one, which like I say is this one, they're actually saying that they do think it might go up now and not down. They're saying that it's a bit of a mixed, and it could go either way. They said their alternate their preference is that it rebounds towards the 5954 mark, so they think that it might be bouncing up instead. So if you just look at what, like I said, do your research, do that kind of thing, and look at what you think is going to go on, and just base your trades on that. So, but yeah, as you can see down here at the bottom, these are 2 trades I'm currently in. One of them's in they're just over 2 now. It's just popped over to 2 USDT, and one of them's just slightly under. It's at 18 cent in USDTC. So it's pretty close to where I opened it basically. So I'm in 2 trades at the minute. I have put leverage, or what I believe the leverage actually is, because I'm not 100% myself. It does tell you there if you hover over it that it's used to calculate the trader's profit and commission, but from what I've sort of heard, that the higher the leverage, the more risk you take. There was somebody on one of my comments saying that they took that $10 that they had mined and used it to trade, made a little bit of it, and then lost all of it because they'd done a 300 leverage. So if you do go on Stormgain and you go to the top here where it says more, they do have this video education bit. Now I do recommend going into that and just watching a few of the videos that they've got in there, because they are really insightful. and they can help out a lot if you're a beginner to trading and that kind of thing. I have dealt in trading in the past, so I kind of do know a few bits and bobs of what I need to do. I have watched 4 videos at the minute, and I did earn 3 stars because the stars are just like it's like a little bit of a test after the video. But yeah, so I have watched certain videos and did a little test at the end. But there is lots of videos here. Like I said, like the on candlestick patterns. There are lots of videos to help and for you to understand more of what you should do. So I do recommend going through the videos and making sure that you know what you're doing basically, and that you don't end up losing all of what you've like deposited if you have deposited, or if you used, like I said, this the miner and got your free $10 from it. Now I haven't placed any stop losses on these two just yet. Stop losses are something I think while you're relatively new and you don't have a lot in your account are a great way to stop you from losing everything basically. Like I see, as you can see, I've only used $10 in that one, and then I've used the 1083. I just wanted that 83 out of my account basically. So I've used the 1083 there and then 10 there. I've not like placed a full trade using my full balance. You never want to use more than like basically like 2% of your balance really, but with it being such a low amount, I've like basically used half of it. Obviously your first trade you use with your actual $10, you've got to put all of it in no matter what. They don't take anything less than 10. If I just click on here, look, it says so it's 10 is the lowest you can go. So you're going to have to put it all in the beginning, but you just got to basically look at what you're doing, make sure you go the right way, and you know, and put stop losses in, and yeah, that's pretty much all I can say really. But yeah, so if I was to put a stop loss on this one, for example, if I just click on it, it's going to bring up the chart, and then obviously tells you if you're in profit or not. And then it's basically really easy. It's just all this sort of section here. It's right here for you. So you can either put it by amount or you can do it by price. So I like to just wait until I'm in quite a decent bit of profit, and then I'll set a stop loss. So say once this trade reaches 10, I will put a stop loss in at maybe like 5, just so then I know that I've got that sort of 5 profit from it. So I'll get my 10 back plus 5. So I'll set it for like 5. But if I think that the price is going to come down and touch that take profit and kick me out of it, I might just move it slightly down a bit, just so that I don't lose that particular what would you call it, like range, if you will. So like you wouldn't lose because it's gonna go up, you know what I mean, it's gonna go up, but obviously it does have dips where it comes back down, and it might touch your take profit and kick you off it, and yeah, you'll have profit, but there was potential to earn more, you know what I mean, that kind of thing. So yeah, but that's what I do with my stop loss. I never set a take profit limit, because obviously you can really most you can really. What's point in setting a take profit for, I don't know, $10 when it could go up to 20? You know what I mean? So I never really do a set a take profit. I always set a stop loss, and I set it above my profits that I'm already in. So I would always get my money back plus a bit extra. So you're always going to win no matter what, you know what I mean? So that's just what I do. But yeah, like I say, you know, it's if you guys just you know look at what you want to do and just make your own decisions. You know, like I say, I'm not telling you any of you to trade like I do. You know, this is just what I do. You know, and it doesn't work for everybody. Everybody's different, you know, in trading ways. What I do want to show you guys as well is my close trades, because like I just said, I did lose. Well, let's go to reports. I did lose some trades because, like I said, I'm not an expert in trading. So this was my first trade that I placed with my first $10. I threw it all in at leverage of 12, and the price went. That's the entry price I got in at. It went from 48.7 to 51.4, and the only reason that that was when it took profit. Yeah, so I made 655, and then my next 3 trades, as you can see, all lost because it actually went down and triggered my stop loss out. If that's, or I think it might have liquidated me. I don't know which one it was off the top of my head now, but if it goes to a certain point where it goes too low, it'll just cut it out instantly anyway, and it'll just liquidate you if you don't put a stop loss in. So that, I think, basically them 3, it sort of just stopped me out. And then, as you can see, this trade at the top was my most recent trade. I got in at 48.107 and got out at 58.7, which was a real big gain. We gained 24.86. But what I want to show you guys is just this. I did take a screenshot because for some reason it doesn't come up on the website. It only comes up on the app. I don't know if you guys can see that well, but I will zoom in and scroll through it for you all. But basically, as you can see, this is the 28.86. This is where it got out at. And then if I scroll down here, so this area here, let's just do some drawing. Don't know what's going on now, but right, okay, no, never mind. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, right. So so this down here where it says 10 USD times 12, this is my entry price. This is where I got in at. So 48.107. That's where I got in, and then we rolled this all the way up, and it actually got past where I actually got closed out at. It came all the way up to here, that's the all-time high right there, the 61.815, and then it came down a little bit, and then bang, it came right down, and this is where my stop loss were, and it stopped me out, so I didn't lose all my profits basically. So if I just scroll down here, it says here, look, potential profit would have been 32.41, but that's just the game. Sometimes you win, sometimes you sometimes you take the most, sometimes you may lose a bit, but at the end of the day we've still took some profit. It's not shot all the way down and we've gone and lost everything. So it's always good to put a stop loss in. This is why I said this is where I had my stop loss, and this is where it was at, so you can see how much I had wiggle room, if you will, for it stopping me out. But yeah, over the weekend and over Monday, it just, well, especially Monday, the price just shot right down and triggered my stop loss. So yeah, but yeah, we still took some profit, so that's good in a way. But I just wanted to show you guys that. So that's why I think having a stop loss is very important. But when you're just starting off and you've just made an active trade, so like I say, like in these here, we're not in profit enough for me to put a stop loss in just yet. And some of you might think, well, I think it will. I think it'll go up from here. So, and that's just because of all the research that I've done into placing them particular trades. I just think it's going to go back up. I don't think we're going to go down. So yeah, that's basically where we're at with that. And yeah, so I will put a stop loss in at some point. Maybe when they reach 10, I might put a stop loss in at 5. So they'll both end up with 5, which gives me 10. So at least I will always come away with something. I'll just try and show you guys as well. Let's see if I can just get it up. have to zoom right out, I think. I don't know if it's going to show it. No, I don't think it's going to show it. Normally it does show you as well on the chart. Oh, actually, let me just come back out. It might actually be because I'm not on one of the trades. Let's just click on one of these. I think it's on this. Just full screen. Computer's being very slow because I'm recording, guys, so I do apologise, but it will load eventually. Yeah, it is on this page. So yeah, so you've got to click on your trade. Oh, we're going out of full screen mode now. You've got to click on one of your trades, but come on, there we go. Right, so if I just scroll along here a little bit, so if I zoom right out, this bottom line here, this brown line where it says 53094, this is the liquidation line. So that is basically the line where if the price reaches all the way down here and touches this line, I'll lose everything. So I'll lose my 10, well, it'd be 20 because there's two trades, but it's like 10 per each trade. So this is where I will lose my 10 that I've put in, basically. But I don't see Bitcoin getting down to that level. I just don't think it's going to go down that far. So hopefully we won't get stopped out by the liquidation. It's got a pretty long way to go, to be quite honest. It's like I say, it's at 56 now and it's got to go all the way to 53. So I don't see it being stopped out anytime soon, but I will continue to watch it and see what happens. But hopefully we're gonna just go up from here, and then once we reach, like I said, maybe $10, I'll put in a stop loss of $5, so that I'll take 5 from each, which is 10. So we will still be taking some profit if it does get to that point. But I just like to leave it a little bit just to move it up, because if you put a stop loss in now, there's just not enough wiggle room for it to be tripped out, and then you're gonna have to start a new order at the current price. So if I was to get stopped out, if I put a stop loss in at, say, there at 56,207, and it decides to bounce right down to that line and then shoot back up, I'm gonna have to buy a new contract in at whatever current price it might be. So if it came down and touched my stop loss and bounced right back up to 56.72, it's a big difference. It's going to be a lot more for it to then go up to get into profit. So I like to wait and leave it a little bit, and just until my trades are in a little bit more of a profit. But yeah, so we're making quite decent headway. Like I say, I'm no real proper trader. This is just what I'm doing, and this is how I'm doing it. Make your own assumptions on where it might lead, and do some research into what you think, where you think the market might go, and just keep trying it. Don't use all of your, like I said, don't use all of your actual portfolio. You don't want to lose everything in one trade. Just try and use a little bit of it and work your way up. That's the best way to do it, and build your way up. So yeah, and as you guys have seen, I've lost a couple of trades already, but we need to try and do some risk management and make sure that that we win more than we lose. And as I said, I think a stop loss is very key to that, and just to not always sit there and constantly watch. Don't watch these figures and and the market constantly. Check on it every now and again, and if you think that you're going to lose, it's going to go down quite a bit and you're going to maybe lose, then just get out. Take what you can. Don't be greedy. Don't think, oh well, it might just jump back up, and sometimes it might do and you might lose out, but that's just at least you've took something rather than risking everything. So yeah, anyway, I'll stop waffling on, guys, and I hope you all liked the mining rig update build. Like I said, the in that one. The cards I just think aren't the greatest of cards, which is why the software is not letting me use them. So I will be on the hunt for a new graphics card in that, and I will keep you guys updated on that. And yeah, and I'll see you guys in the next videos. You know, please keep liking, subscribing to the channel. We are growing quite good now. You know, we're getting there very slowly. You know, it's fantastic, and yeah, keep it up, guys. This is all because of you that, you know, we're able to do these, and I just love doing these videos as well. And you know, it's very interesting, all this sort of trading as well, getting into this. So I'll keep you guys informed and updated with what goes on with this. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later. Cheers. Bye.